The day Emmanuel's daughter drove away with her new husband, clutching his chest as pain shot through his heart, he finally understood. The universe keeps perfect score. But let me take you back to where it all began, back when Emmanuel thought he was untouchable. In the town of Okovilla, Emmanuel was legendary. The girls' collector, they called him. Every woman knew his name, and tragically, every woman who dated him knew the taste of tears. He was smooth as honey. He'd tell Blessing she was his moon, then whisper to Grace she was his sun. Monday belonged to Patience, Wednesday to Mercy, and by Friday he was already weaving sweet lies for Faith. "I'm too smart for these girls," Emmanuel would boast at the local bar, slapping his thigh. "Love? That's for foolish people. I'm a player, and the game is mine to win." His friend Tunde would shake his head. "Emmanuel, one day this thing will catch up with you. What goes around comes around." Emmanuel only laughed louder. "Come around? Me? Never. I'm too clever." He didn't notice the universe was keeping score. Years tumbled by, and Emmanuel finally settled down with Rose, a patient, kind woman who prayed marriage would change him. When Rose gave birth to their daughter, something shifted deep in Emmanuel's chest. The moment he held baby Miracle, looking into her innocent eyes, he saw all the daughters he'd hurt reflected back at him. His hands trembled. "Rose," he whispered that night, "I will never let any man treat our Miracle the way I treated those girls. Never." Rose touched his shoulder gently. "Emmanuel, you cannot lock away the world. You can only teach her to be wise." But Emmanuel wasn't listening. The warning was there, but he didn't hear it. As Miracle grew, Emmanuel's protection twisted into obsession. By age 5, cameras filled every corner of their house. 3 in the living room, 2 in the kitchen, 1 pointed at her bedroom door. "Daddy, why are there so many cameras?" little Miracle asked innocently. "To keep you safe, my princess." But his eyes were wild with fear. By 15, Emmanuel had completely lost reason. He visited Mike, the town blacksmith, with an unusual request. "You want me to make what?" Mike asked, wiping sweat from his forehead. "An iron pant for my daughter, with a padlock strong enough that no man can remove it." Mike scratched his head. "Brother Emmanuel, this is madness. How will the girl live her life?" "Just do what I'm paying you for," Emmanuel snapped, throwing money on the table. Mike counted the money slowly, his eyes gleaming with something Emmanuel couldn't quite read. "As you wish, sir, as you wish." But it was too late to see what was really happening. When Emmanuel brought the iron underwear home, Rose nearly fainted. "Emmanuel, have you gone completely mad? Our daughter is not a prisoner." "Every man out there is like I used to be. Liars, cheaters, heartbreakers. I know because I was their king. Nobody touches my Miracle." Miracle stood in the doorway, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Daddy, I'm not a toy you can lock away." "You'll thank me one day," Emmanuel said, his hands shaking as he fitted the cold metal around her waist for the first time. Click. With that sound, he locked away not just his daughter's freedom, but his own peace of mind. Years crawled by, and every month Emmanuel brought Miracle to Mike's shop for maintenance on the iron underwear. "Make sure it's still strong," he'd command. "Check the lock, no weakness." And every month Mike would nod obediently while his eyes met Miracle's sad gaze. At first, they only exchanged glances, then small smiles, then whispered words when Emmanuel stepped outside for phone calls. "I'm sorry for what you're going through," Mike said one day, his voice gentle. Miracle's eyes filled with tears. "Mike, I feel the same way, but my father—" "Your father is my biggest customer, yes, but you are my greatest treasure." That day, Mike did something bold. He'd secretly made a duplicate key months before. With trembling hands, he unlocked the iron prison that had caged Miracle for 10 years. "You're free," he whispered. Miracle felt the weight lift and nearly collapsed. Mike caught her, and in that moment, surrounded by tools and fire, they shared their first kiss. They barely had time to lock the iron pants before Emmanuel burst through the door. "What's taking so long?" "Just finishing, sir. All secure now." Their secret had begun. Miracle turned 25, a beautiful woman with sad eyes and a caged soul. Young men appeared at their door with marriage proposals. First came Chidi, a banker with a nice car. Emmanuel looked him up and down. "No, shifty eyes. You'll cheat. Get out." Then came Emeka, a teacher with excellent manners. "You earn too little. You'll make my daughter suffer." No. One by one, suitors came and went. A doctor? Too busy. A businessman? Too greedy. A pastor? Too holy. He's hiding something. Rose pleaded every night. "Emmanuel, Miracle is 25. She needs her own life. When I find the right man," and that day hasn't come. But the warning was there in Miracle's increasingly distant eyes. What Emmanuel didn't know, for 2 years, Miracle had been sneaking out at midnight, meeting Mike in his workshop. There, surrounded by half-finished gates and farming tools, they'd talk for hours about life, dreams, and freedom. "When will we stop hiding?" Miracle asked one night. "Soon," Mike promised. "I'm working on something big. Trust me." 4 months later, Miracle woke up sick. She vomited, hands shaking. Rose heard and came rushing in. "Mama," Miracle whispered, tears streaming. "I think I'm pregnant." That evening, when Emmanuel came home whistling, checking locks as usual, Miracle's voice stopped him cold. "Daddy, we need to talk. I'm pregnant." The words hit like a truck. "Pregnant? But the iron, the lock, how?" "The blacksmith. Mike made a spare key. We've been seeing each other for 2 years. And Daddy, I love him." Emmanuel's face turned purple with rage. "Mike? The same man I trusted? Traitor! Snake! I'll kill him!" He didn't notice he was describing exactly what he'd done to other people's daughters years ago. The next morning, Emmanuel stormed to Mike's workshop with murder in his heart. But when he arrived, it was completely cleared out, nothing but dust and the faint smell of metal. "Where is Mike?" he shouted at the neighboring shop owner. The man shrugged. "Left 3 days ago. Heard he found something valuable in his family land. Oil. Black gold. They say Mike's now a millionaire." Emmanuel felt the ground spin beneath his feet. 2 weeks later, 3 brand-new cars pulled up in front of Emmanuel's house. The whole street came out to watch. Mike stepped out dressed in fine white agbada, embroidered with gold thread. No longer the sooty blacksmith, but a wealthy gentleman. "Mr. Emmanuel," Mike said humbly, despite his new wealth, "I've come to do the proper thing. I want to marry your daughter with your blessing." "Blessing? You want my blessing after you deceived me?" "Sir, I loved Miracle when I had nothing, not because she was yours to protect, but because she is herself to cherish." The neighbors whispered, "This Mike is a good man. Emmanuel should count himself lucky." Emmanuel looked at Mike, then at Miracle with tears of hope in her eyes, then at Rose, nodding encouragingly. His heart was finally beginning to crack open. The wedding was the grandest Oko Villa had seen in years. Everyone celebrated, except Emmanuel, who sat like a man at a funeral. When it was time to give Miracle away, he stood slowly. "Daddy," Miracle whispered, "please be happy for me." Emmanuel's lips trembled. "I spent 25 years trying to protect you from men like I used to be, and you fell for a man who outsmarted me." No, Daddy, I fell for a man who showed me kindness when everyone else showed me pity. You taught me what kind of man to avoid by being that man in your youth. Now let me show you what kind of man to respect." Those words hit harder than any punch. When Miracle prepared to leave, Emmanuel shocked everyone. "I'm coming with you." Miracle turned to him gently but firmly. "No, Daddy." "What do you mean, no? I'm your father." "Daddy, I'm a married woman now. I have a husband. You need to let me go." "But who will protect you?" "I'll protect myself. You taught me to be afraid of the world. Mike taught me to be wise in it. There's a difference." Rose pulled Emmanuel back. "Let her go, my husband." Emmanuel watched his daughter drive away, and something inside him broke completely. That night, crushing pain seized Emmanuel's chest. At the hospital, doctors diagnosed severe anxiety and early heart disease. "Mr. Emmanuel, your heart is under too much stress. You need to relax, or this condition will kill you." But Emmanuel couldn't relax. Every day, he'd call Miracle 10 times. "Have you eaten? Did Mike come home? Are you safe?" "Yes, Daddy, I'm fine. I'm happy." The man who once played with hearts now had a heart that wouldn't stop playing with him. Years passed. Emmanuel's heart never fully healed, but he lived with regular visits from Miracle, Mike, and his grandson, little Emmanuel, who grew into a happy, free child. Mike became an excellent husband, expanding his business and transforming Oko Villa. He never once threw Emmanuel's past in his face. Rose often told Emmanuel, "You see, the man you thought was beneath your daughter lifted not just her, but our whole family." Emmanuel would nod silently, understanding too late that respect is about trusting, not controlling. And so Emmanuel lived his remaining days with a damaged heart, both physically and emotionally. A living testament to the African proverb, "The stick you use to beat another person's child will be used to beat your own." The warning was always there, but some people only learn when it's too late.